The Void Captain's Tale by Norman Spinrad. Okay, first off, this video is not intended for children. If you've got any children around, this might not be the best video for them. With that being said, let's get into the review. So, Norman Spinrad, I've never really read anything from him before. I think his most famous work is Bug Jack Barron, something like that. This was written in 1983. And yeah, it's a book about a captain, and he's piloting this ship, or he's the captain of this ship. And I guess to try to hook you into this review, the ship is powered by female orgasm. Yeah, so it's very, very interesting. I was looking for some books to, maybe read quickly and get some reviews under my belt. I saw this was about 200 pages, never read anything from Norman before, so I thought I'd give it a go. So basically, the whole book is just the tale of this captain, and he gives away the whole plot of the book basically on the first page. So these spaceships, this spaceship is in the shape of a dragon, and they jump through space and they can go so many light years at a time. So their final destination might take multiple jumps. And there's the captain and the crew, and part of the crew is the pilot, and this is where the female orgasm comes in. The pilot is supposed to be completely separated from the captain. They're not supposed to mingle. They're not supposed to really have anything to do with each other. And this pilot, she's an integral part of the ship, and it's what makes this jump happen. And then on top of that, besides the crew, there's people that are kind of in a cryostasis that maybe are wanting to take this passage. We don't really hear much about them. There's a bunch of cargo on this ship. But the other part of this story is there's this group of people. They're almost like celebrities. And the head of this group is, I believe, usually always a woman. And they do multiple trips like this out into space, so they kind of get a reputation, and they put on this big extravagant party almost in a way, and decorate this whole area of the ship. And then they get other kind of celebrities and rich people that follow along because they maybe like the theme of this domo, they call it. And so like I said, the plot is given away right in the beginning, so I don't really feel bad about spoiling this. What happens is the captain kind of gets involved with the pilot, which, the woman who is having the orgasms, making this ship move along through space. And so it complicates this whole situation on board the ship, and they end up kind of getting stranded out there. The book does get you kind of interested right off the bat. It kind of giving you the plot. You're kind of wondering what's going on. But the hardest part of this book is the prose and the way this book is written. So the whole book is in the point of view of the captain. And in the beginning of the book, he's kind of debating on how he should tell this story. Should he tell it in the first person? Should he tell it in the third person? Should he tell it by way of captain's logs like they used to do back on seafaring adventures? So after he kind of gets through that internal debate, you get into this story and the language. So the language is a mix of English, definitely German, Spanish, some French, and then some made up words. It's like this big, long 200-page poem, and just very vivid. And the only way I could really explain it, I found one little passage that I think I'll read. So this Domo, the lady who is kind of the celebrity, the head of all these rich people, she gets to decorate the ship. This one area that she decorated, this is a description of that. The garden floor was thick black loam, here mossed in green velvet, there obscured by undergrowth fringing the solidarity trees scattered about the open space. Small islands of cropped lawn everywhere. Black baldness framing artful arrangements of rock outcroppings. Brilliant carpets of fungus scattered everywhere like spilled jewels. There was a pool dappled in green lily pads and bright violet blooms. So the whole book is basically written like this. I thought this would be a pretty quick read at 210 pages or whatever, but it took a while. I can usually read pretty quick, and I was trying to read quick through some passages and just stumbling along and just had to slow down. If this was a 300 or 400 page book, I probably would have DNF'd it. But at 200 pages, I was able to push through and make it till the end. And I gotta say, it was very unique. This is what you get in some of these old science fiction pieces. It's just completely unique. I don't think I've ever read anything close to this. There probably will never be anything written like this in the future. Even though the whole book is just riddled with sexual metaphor and innuendo, it never got like raunchy or anything like that. I mean, you could read into all the metaphor and however you choose, but you could definitely tell that Norman had some sort of vision, and I mean, I guess he pulled it off with what he was trying to do here. I do have a little trick when I get into a book like this and I'm not really sure what to expect or how to get through it. I just really try to think of what the author was trying to get across on this book and kind of focus on that. And it was like a sexual Willy Wonka fantasy grand starfaring story, and having the whole plot told right in the beginning, you knew what was going to happen, so you just kind of went along for the ride and saw how the whole thing played out. And there was a few little things at the end that wouldn't call them like twists or reveals, but gave you a little bit more insight into what was going on in this. So there we have it. I don't know if I'd recommend it if you're really into trying to read something different. Pick it up. I'm definitely going to try to see what some of Norman Spidrad's other works are. It's very unique. I think he's kind of known for that. So that's about all I got to say. Thanks for watching the video.